Hey there, how's it going? Thanks for tuning in to yet another top 10 list. Now, last time I brought you my top 10 favorite Sega Genesis stage background music songs. This time, I'm going to go into the system that started it all, that really made music important in gaming, the Nintendo Entertainment System. Now, the NES, without a doubt, has some of the most influential music tracks in all of video gaming, so I'm going to go ahead and break down my top 10 favorite tracks. Now, in order to do this, I had to set up some rules, some criteria, so let's run that down real quick here. Alright, so rule number one, only one stage per franchise. So you're not going to see multiple stages of Adventure Island 2, etc. In fact, you won't see any Adventure Island. It's just an example. Rule number two, no title screen music, no cutscene music, only music strictly during playable stages. And rule number three, each track will play through its initial loop. So I'm really excited to get through this list. It was really tough breaking it down, but here it goes. Let's take a look. Now, I remember playing Blaster Master during Christmas break of 1988, the exact same Christmas that I received Zelda 2, and the main thing that stuck out about the game, other than its extreme difficulty, was the amazing soundtrack. Your average gamer would be lucky to hear any of the 8 stages' incredible tracks past level 3, so luckily, the best is on the very first stage. Composed by the incredible Naoki Kodaka, you'll be familiar with some of his works if you happen to catch my top 10 Sega Genesis stage BGM video. Blaster Master's first level has a catchy as hell beat that flows beautifully with the underground world that unfolds before Jason in search of his pet frog Fred. There's a sky underground? There sure is, and a sweet siren song that sucks you in too. Codename Viper is one of those games that has hit or miss music, and being from Capcom, the ones that hit like a Mike Tyson uppercut. The tunes to stages 3 and 4 are some of the catchiest on the NES in my opinion, and have been getting stuck in my head for over 25 years. Shooting drug pushers and keeping America drug-free is all the more fun when plugging baddies to this surprisingly uplifting soundtrack, and being a Capcom game would be out of the ordinary if it didn't have at least one outstanding track, making these 2 stages on Viper my absolute favorites. Working's for suckers, but that's exactly what you need to do on stage 2 in order to be able to afford a building permit to prevent your beloved skate ramp from being torn down. Electronic Arts knew exactly how to get the best out of the Nintendo sound chip, and the entire soundtrack to Skater Die 2 rocked some serious balls. Skating from store to store and delivering packages at the local mall is an honest way to earn some coin, but of course with Ice Pick's pesky henchmen, oblivious shopping lemmings, and a nefarious mall pig in the way, the rockin' tunes are the main motivation to keep you going. Skipping out on this soundtrack would be a major bummer, dude. Choosing my favorite stage BGM on Life Force is like choosing which one of my kids I'd leave down at the bottom of a well if I had to. Luckily, I don't have any kids that would ever suffer such neglect, but that sure as hell doesn't make this decision any easier. But you just can't go wrong with Stage 1, as this incredible shooter's inaugural stage gets the blood pumping and the mouth salivating for alien blood. Konami is at its best with this game, and this incredible soundtrack is one of the reasons Life Force is heralded as one of the greats on the NES. Naoki Kodaka does it again. Batman on the NES is usually found on just about anyone's top 10 list when it comes to NES soundtracks, but most fans would probably choose Stage 1 over 2. So why did I go with 2? It's catchy as hell, plain and simple. It gets stuck in my head more often than any other level in the Dark Knight's first foray into 8-bit gaming, and if this theme doesn't get your adrenaline flowing to fight crime, then you must have bananas in your ears. The upbeat tempo and slick-sounding chiptunes epitomize how a video game should sound and blows away even most of today's current-gen soundtracks. Sunsoft at its finest. Here we go again, Konami reigning in another spot. While I could have easily have picked any one of numerous stages from the original Contra, Super C in my opinion has a slightly better score, utilizing heavy beats which would become a staple in Konami's subsequent songs. And the first time I heard the music on Stage 3, I knew I had to have this game. That's right, this stage's BGM is what made me purchase this one. The music starts off mellow and calm before picking up ferocity and then settling back down for another go-round. Just freaking sweet! David Wise is a freaking genius. Rare's one-man gang hits a grand slam with Battletoads, and the music for Stage 2 sounds unlike anything else that I've heard on the NES. If there's an iconic, tripped-out psychedelic chiptune NES song, this is it, hands down. How does he do it? And amazingly, the music mirrors the vertical tunnel stage perfectly as you rappel down a red-tiled chasm, fighting ravens, Venus toe traps, and flying androids, all the while dodging annoying electric currents. A one-of-a-kind track for a one-of-a-kind game. Another Capcom great and arguably the best soundtrack on the NES, every BGM on Mega Man 2 is exceptional, and thank God those children at the bottom of the well don't exist, because there's 3 different stages that could hold down this spot in my opinion. I could have easily gone with the Airman or Woodman stage, as both are just downright fantastic, but Bubble Man gets the nod here, and like other tracks I've selected prior to this one, it's the fact that it gets stuck in my head like ridiculously often that not only drives me borderline batshit, but cements its place on this list. The music mirrors the serene water stage miraculously, and the fact that it fits so well with the aesthetics of this level, without a doubt, makes this one of the best tracks to ever pump out of your television speakers with that rectangular controller clutched in your hands. Konami again? Shocker! So everyone and their grandmother knows that Castlevania is known for outstanding soundtracks, and Dracula's Curse is no exception. So the music to Stage 1? Really? How cliché are we gonna be here? Stage 1 on Castlevania III is definitely the safe pick, but I think I'm gonna go with... Yeah, here we go. One of the toughest stages on this game, Stage 9 complements this hard level with a hard-hitting soundtrack which has an incredibly catchy melody and upbeat tempo. Being a huge metal and hardcore fan, it's only natural that I would find myself attracted to this fast song, as it could easily be transformed into a black metal number. Riddled with jumping hunchbacks, dragon statues vomiting flames, and a pain-in-the-ass doppelganger boss, Stage 9 is the perfect example of how a dreary environment can be brought together with a gothic soundtrack that is arguably the finest on the Nintendo Entertainment System. What can I say about Ninja Gaiden? There's no arguing that this game has some of the best music on the NES, and the fantastic track that just pounds in the background for Stage 1 is not only a tease for what's to come, but also serves as an adrenaline shot to fuel the murder within, slicing the Yakuyo's minions into blood-soaked confetti. I was absolutely floored by how intense the music was the first time I played this one, and it resonated with me forever. While the entire soundtrack is simply amazing, it's the quick-tempoed beat and melody from the first stage that solidifies the top spot. First impressions can leave a hell of an impact, and that's exactly what happened with me on Ninja Gaiden. The music is so awesome, it even returns on later stages. My favorite BGM on the NES, hands down. So there you go, that's a hell of a list. Now you may be wondering why there aren't any Nintendo developed games on this list, and the answer is very simple. Nintendo would flag my video for copyright if I included any of their songs on here. I had every intention of including Kraid's Lair from Metroid as it's one of my all-time favorite tracks, but Nintendo just won't have it, so sorry.
Fuck you, pay me.
Now obviously I left a lot of great stuff off of there, such as Gremlins 2 Stage 1, or how about Double Dragon Stage 1? I mean, that song kicks some serious ass. So that's where you come in. What would have made your top 10 list? Maybe it's a game that I haven't played a whole lot of. Maybe it's a game I never played at all. Let me know. If there's some great Nintendo music out there, I want to be made aware of it. So please, don't feel shy. Let me know in the comments, what did I leave off the list that would have made your top 10 list? Now, I'd just like to close by saying, thanks a lot for watching this video. If you want to check out some more top 10s, some reviews, other stuff that I'm up to, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button if you really like this video. I would really appreciate it. And until next time, I'll catch you guys later.